It is still a holiday weekend, but unfortunately for the Angels, it did not start off very pretty. A tough loss to start this three-game stretch against the Kansas City Royals, but that's all right. We get to do it all over again. Game 2 tonight between your Angels and the visiting Kansas City Royals. Hi, everyone. From inside the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Goobson. Glad you could join us once again for Angels baseball. It was a tough loss without question. A 1-0 lead heading into the ninth inning, and unfortunately, Brian Fuentes does not hold that lead whatsoever. It was a 2-1 victory for Kansas City, but lost in all that, of course, was the performance by Joe Saunders, who last night went out there on the heels of what Jared Weaver did against Texas and threw up some zeros.
Yeah, Vic, you talk about making adjustments within a ball game. Early on in the ball game for Joe Saunders, he was throwing some pitches out of the zone, not consistently working down, but all of a sudden, he got on a tremendous roll, throwing up some great numbers. He had a good fastball, mixing a very good changeup, painting the outside corner, elevated the fastball when need be, and also had a pretty sharp slider throughout this game. 8 shutout innings going into the ninth, in which he walked Billy Butler, and of course that run ended up coming around and tied the ball game. But Joe Saunders was outstanding, which is a good sign. That's back-to-back great games for Saunders, and of course this rotation is rounding into shape. This needs to get that bullpen going right now.
But with that loss in last night's game, of course, the Halos now 6-4 on this homestand instead of 7-3. But when you take a look at some of the opposition, you're talking about the Dodgers and the Rockies, obviously the Texas Rangers, and now the Kansas City Royals. Pretty good stretch so far for this team.
Well, it's been a long homestand, and they won each series coming into the series against Kansas, with still an opportunity to do so with the win tonight. Of course, you mentioned the teams they played. I mean, you look at the Dodgers playing well, the Rockies who swing the bat exceptional, and of course the Rangers can score runs at will. They won all 3 of those series, and of course 2 of those games they lost in this homestand. They were leading, and you got great starts out of Weaver, you got a great start out of Saunders last night. So the reality is they're scoring some runs, not as much they had been prior to this homestand, but they're scored enough to win, and of course they're pitching much, much better.
Well, we've gotten goose eggs from Jared Weaver and Joe Saunders. We got 1 win, 1 loss tonight. It'll be Irvin Santana's turn, taking the hill, and he is going up against a soft tossing left-hander, Bruce Chen of the Kansas City Royals. So sit back and relax. We'll bring you lineups and first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get Jack's big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. And by Time Warner Cable. Get digital cable TV with no fee HD from Time Warner Cable. Call 888-TW-CABLE. Gorgeous shot outside the Big A here in Anaheim. A gorgeous night for baseball. As we see, the Angels have taken the field wearing their red jerseys. Ervin Santana is on the mound as we take a look at our Lexus starting pitcher for this evening.
Well, Ervin Santana has been pitching so well his last 9 starts. 7-2, an ERA a little over 3.5. Good velocity on the fastball. His slider is starting to get back to what it was a few starts ago, in which Ned Yost said back in Kansas City, the best slider he has seen all season long.
Podsednik breaks his bat and loops one into right field for a leadoff base hit. He had a pretty big game last night, 3 for 4. As we take a look at the Kansas City Royals lineup, the Ned Yost is running out there. Royals coming to this one 10 games under 500 at 35 and 45. Podsednik leads things off. Jason Kendall doing the catching, batting second. David DeJesus in center. Billy Butler at first. Jose Guillen in right. Wilson Bettamy gets a start over at third base. Mike Aviles to DH. He was the hero last night. Chris Getz gets a start at second. And Junieski Betancourt doing the honors. Playing the role of caboose. Batting ninth. Playing shortstop.
Irvin got to keep an eye on Podsednik at first base.
You mentioned that performance by Ervin Santana in Kansas City. That was on May 31st. 7 innings. 1 run, 6 strikeouts, no walks, and he did that in 101 pitches. There's that stretch of 5 consecutive victories that Ervin had.
Podsednik has 23 stolen bases on the season. Ervin Santana has allowed 17 himself. Only 3 base runners have been caught when Ervin's on the mound. Good opportunity, too, for Mike Scioscia, ahead of the count. You never know, he might put the pitch out on.
Kendall was 1 for 5 in last night's game, a first inning base hit. The Royals started that game off with back-to-back knocks. Here comes Torrey Hunter on the sinking fly ball, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Like Torrey, especially with that 6 o'clock start, having to deal with that sunshine out there as we take a look at the Jeep defensively. Willits, Hunter, and Abreu from left to right in the infield. Brandon Wood gets to start at third. Ibar at short. Kendrick at second. Napoli at first, with Mathis doing the catching.
We've always been talking about Howie Kendrick's offense. I'll tell you what, his defense has been outstanding. Nearly saved the game. If they were able to hold that lead, that play he made up the middle, diving and making that throw to the first base would have saved it. A couple nice turns of double plays late in the ball game in this homestand alone to save some wins for the Halos.
And it's one of the reasons why, at least locally, perhaps starting to filter out on a national level, while Howie's name has popped up as far as a possible all-star candidate representing the Halos here on July 13th, a week from Tuesday. First pitch to DeJesus is a fastball in for a strike. DeJesus 0 for 4 yesterday. Batting average dropping down to .327 with 5 home runs, 35 runs batted in. At Rutgers University. The Angels limited Podsednik at first base yesterday. Well, he had a left-hander on the mound at Joe Saunders. Irvin's had troubles this year holding base runners. That breaking pitch is low. Jim Wolf says DeJesus did not go around, so the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good job early on by Ervin here, holding the baseball. That's the best way to negate a running game, is hold it. Next time, do a quick slide step. Don't let them time you. That's the key, preventing a stolen base.
Royals with their victory last night, 9 games back in the Central. Still trying to figure out exactly what it is that they have. Ned Yost taking over for the fired Trey Hillman. Ned hired in the offseason to join the front office in Kansas City. That throw is low. Former manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. See his record overall since taking over. It was right before I should say, the Angels were in Kansas City. Late May.
The big difference too, he's done a pretty good job using his bullpen.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
They had some issues over the last season and a half in Kansas City as far as when they get a lead late, they haven't been able to hold the leads. But Ned Yost has implemented guys into certain spots where they could be successful, and I think that's why their bullpen's been better overall, or at the very least giving them an opportunity to win these games.
Well, they've got 11 1/3 shutout string going this week. That Royals bullpen does. Bob McClure's done a nice job as the pitching coach. As De Jesus jams himself and rolls it foul. That bullpen this week has allowed just 7 hits. And since June the 21st, 1 run in 26 innings for a .35 ERA.
Here's that little protective hand gear for Pacetic, diving back, whether it's going to first or head first slide into second base. Protect the hand from jamming it on the bases.
That's a good slider down and in. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
But when you talk about successful bullpens, I mean, that's the key to any club, particularly a club that, you know, the perception is small market club. If you have that type of strong bullpen, it gives you a chance to win games. That's how Minnesota got back on a roll. They developed some good arms, and of course you had Joe Nathan closing the games for them, but they developed some position players, but it really was their bullpen over that run in which they won 3 or 4 divisions in a row because they were successful at that.
Trying to go with that fastball away. As we pointed out in the open, a tough loss. Kansas City tying it in the 9th inning. Micah Beatles an RBI double, and then Willie Bloomquist with the RBI single in the 10th. Giving Scott Shields the loss. One, 2 again. It's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Irvin certainly not helping things out as far as moving the game along. Very deliberate out there. That first inning last night took a while between Joe Saunders and Kyle Davies. Both guys scuffling with their location. A lot of pitches thrown.
Another throw over the first.
Since May the 15th, Irvin, 7 victories. With Trevor Cahill of the Oakland Athletics, 1 less than Ubaldo Jimenez.
We'll try to go with that 2-seam fastball in.
Sednick goes. That ball is fouled back, but Sednick had a huge jump from first. So he'll head back to first base. The count remains at 2-2 in a pretty good battle here between David De Jesus and Irvin Santana, who's thrown 12 pitches, 10 for strikes. The first 3 batters. He's got 1 out here. Jason Kendall hitting that fly ball out to center field.
Jesus had some success against Irvin too in .458.
Got him on the breaking pitch. Down goes De Jesus. There's out number 2.
Well, that's that nasty slider, and Ned Yost talked about it back in Kansas City when Irvin threw against the Royals, one of the best in the game. And this is a nasty pitch right here, down in the dirt, out in front. De Jesus was. How was Exmo will show the rotation of the sliders compared to a fastball. tighter seams. You should see that little dot on the baseball, and that's what you saw there out of Irvin, a tight, sharp slider.
Billy Butler will take a fastball in. Butler was 0 for 2 last night. Picked up a couple of walks. It was that second walk that eventually hurt the Angels. It was a leadoff walk in the 9th inning by Joe Saunders. Joe was lifted at that point for Brian Fuentes. Sednick goes. The breaking pitch is in there for Sednick. Picked the right pitch, too. A breaking ball. It's a stolen base for the Royals left fielder. Puts a man in scoring position.
And Mathis really no chance at all to be able to throw out Sednick. Good jump. Straight steal. So that's why he has that protective guard on his hand, going that head first slide, using that hand to go in there to the base first. So we mentioned coming into the game 17, now it's 18 stolen base against for Urban.
Butler with a 1-ball, 1 strikeout. And now it hit him. That'll put a couple of men on here with 2 outs in the first.
But there's no chance for Butler to get out of the way of that one. Right in the rib cage area. Right now you're looking at Irvin Santana. We talked about how important the tempo and rhythm for him is as far as being aggressive, throwing strikes. Really at a slow pace. He's throwing strikes so far, but the pace has been very slow for him.
Well, here's Guillen, who struggled in that outing on May 31st against Irvin Santana. Going 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He'll take a fastball upstairs. Podzetnik at second. It's Butler at first. 2 outs here in the first inning, just underway. Pickoff attempt at second base, but Sednick gets back. Skied out toward right center field. Bobby Abreu is under it, makes the catch. It's a 17-pitch first inning for Irvin Santana, but nothing comes across. Angels coming up at the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first here at the Big A, we have no score. As we take a look at the Time Warner starting lineup for your Angels, you roll into this one 45 at 37, 3.5 back of the Texas Rangers. It's Ivar at the top, Kendrick batting second, Bobby Abreu in right, Torrey Hunter in center. Mike Napoli with a left-hander on the mound. Bats fifth. Hideki Matsui drops down one. He's the DH. Jeff Mathis doing the catching with Brandon Wood at third base, and Reggie Willits batting ninth and playing left field, taking on the left-hander Bruce Chen, who, well, dare I say, he has been around in the big leagues.
So far, not a bad job for the Royals. A 4-2 mark, and of course he's had 6 starts in 16 games. The area under 4. Fastball, not overpowering, 84 to 91. Curveball, slider, and a pretty good changeup.
79-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch.
Don't see that too often. First pitch of the game, but changeup. But you're going to see a lot of them tonight.
Chen with 41 and a third innings of work this year. The pitch is outside. He's allowed 33 hits, struck out 39, walked 25. So he'll take and he'll also give. 0-1 and a 365 career mark against the Angels. This one dropped down the third base line. Betemy's got a terrific arm. And Ibar is retired for the first out. Defensively for the Kansas City Royals, in left field, Scott Podsednik, center field, De Jesus, Jose Guillen in right. The infield, you just saw Betemy, Juniewski, Bencourt to shortstop, Chris Gentz at second, Billy Butler at first, and Jason Kendall doing the catching.
We got Chris Gentz playing second base. He's had some success against Irvin Santana back in the lineup. A guy with some speed and decent range at second base for the Royals.
Howie came up late in that situation last night and ripped a ground ball to third base with runners at second and third, and 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Alberto Cayasso made a terrific play to get to third out and send that game into extra innings. A solid at bat for Howie. Ended up going just 0 for 5. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chen has some experience here at the big ages. 7 innings, 2.57 ERA, pitching for his 10th Major League Baseball team. This one fouled off to the right. Never has been an overpowering guy. The guy has always relied on the off-speed pitch. Throughout his career, he has been plagued with the home run ball.
Occasionally will go get wild on the mound too. He's got 25 walks in that 41 and 2/3 innings pitched.
Betemy getting tested early. So far so good as he's retired the first 2 here. We start the bottom of the first, brings up Bobby Abreu.
Well, the offense of late for the Angels has been struggling. You think about they won that game against Texas 2-1, and last night they lost 2-1. Of course, this the approach that Mickey has is go out there and work off the tee, take extra batting practice, be aggressive on the fastball has always been his mantra. Get a good balanced position, don't get too far out in front, and just drive the ball when you get into fastball counts.
Well, after a slow start last night's game, being held hitless with 2 outs into the 4th, Halos eventually ended up getting 9 total hits in that contest, but only managing just 1 run. The situation with Bennett scoring position for the Angels over the last couple of games has been not as pretty as we have grown accustomed to through May and into the month of June. Two for 22 over the last 3 games. 2-0. Bobby skies this one down the left field line, but Podsednik a long run, but it's going to land in the seats. It's 2 balls and a strike.
A lot of times when you see those type of numbers, guys is trying to do too much at the plate instead of simplifying their approach. Just drive the ball up the middle the other way. Pitcher goes in the outer half. Let's go that way. They come inside. That's when you turn on it.
The 2-1 pitch. It's a strike, 2-2. Take a look at our Chase player profile and talking about Bobby Abreu. At least 15 home runs and 20 stolen bases over the last 11 years, a Major League record. 2-2 is fouled off to the left. 2-2. Little cue shot towards third. Betamit, bare hands, clears Bobby Abreu out. He gets all three. How about that? He's all world. Brooks Robinson, that's what they call him down in the clubhouse. 1 inning complete, no score. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jeep. I live, I ride, I am Jeep. And by the all-new Chase Real Cash Debit Card. Chase what matters. I'm glad most of you can hang out here at the Big A and or watching at home on My 13 on this holiday weekend. No score here in the top of the second inning. Wilson Betamit steps to the plate. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Betamit, Aviles, and Getz here. The scheduled 3 for Kansas City in the second. Irvin had a strikeout, hit a batter, and gave up a base hit. No damage as Betamit skies one a mile high into right field. Bobby Abreu comes in and will catch that rainmaker. There's the first out.
We're getting that quick out. That means a guy that has a lot of power, crushes the fastball.
But a guy that hasn't stuck, though. He's been given opportunities, and perhaps not in a starting role, and or basically given the opportunity to go out there. Hey, you know what? You're going to play 50 straight games. Go get them. Let's get a good sample size of what you're capable of doing. 50, 75 games, whatever the case may be.
And it's surprising when he goes to whatever new club he's been going to. He seems to start off very well, but sustaining that consistency has been a problem for him.
Hensley Mullins type?
I think that would be a good comparison, really. I mean, because he's got power, and you can see that arm there at third base, wherever they put him, he's been pretty solid.
Aviles pops this one foul into the seats on the first base side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Willie Mopena, another guy.
Well,
Cincinnati and
always
Boston.
Intriguing. I mean, that guy was about as big as a baseball player can be and crushes the ball, but the next thing you know, he'll have like 4 or 5 home runs and about 12 strikeouts in a row, and then got hurt and surprisingly out of the game as quick as possible.
He hit some monster shots in Cincinnati and Boston. I know the Reds pitching coach at the time, Dick Pohl, spoke highly of the guy. I mean, he didn't want any of his guys facing that guy at the plate. Two. Aviles reaches out, a little soft liner over to Eric Daibar, and there's out number 2.
And you wonder why he couldn't do that last night to make the last out. Of course, ended up being a base hit. It was a good approach, though, Aviles last night.
Two quick outs here for Irvin Santana. Brings up Chris Getz. Jets acquired in the offseason from the Chicago White Sox. He and Josh Fields coming over in exchange for Mark Teahan. There's two guys you haven't seen a whole lot of. Mark Teahan for the White Sox. Chris Getz and or Josh Fields. Well, those guys have been injured. So 1-2-3 inning for Irvin Santana. We head to the bottom of the second, and we're scoreless. No score as we start the bottom of the second inning. 1-2-3 first for the left-hander Bruce Chen. And here in the second, Angel fans will see Hunter, Napoli, and Matsui. Mentioned Bruce Chen has pitched for now his 10th major league team. It all started as a non-drafted free agent signed by the Atlanta Braves. The pitch is in there for a strike. From Atlanta, he went to Philadelphia, on to the New York Mets. So he pretty much covered the National League East, because following the Mets, he went to Montreal. The only team was missing was the Florida Marlins.
There's still time.
There is still time. Then he moved on to the aforementioned Cincinnati Reds, who Dick Pohl was his pitching coach. Torrey out to straightaway center field, chasing DeJesus, makes the running catch. Boy, that ball was drilled. What a play by David DeJesus for the first out here in the second.
Well, that's just the only way you make that play is that first quick step and going after it as hard as you can. DeJesus, very good. He's played center field before, but they've asked him to move over to left field. They've asked him to move over to right field. X-Men will show how he kept his eyes, didn't move his head at all, was able to make that play. And, of course, slide onto the warning track in front of the wall.
Brings up Napoli with one out, nobody on. Mike will take that pitch inside. After Cincinnati, Bruce went on to Houston, Boston, Baltimore, Texas, and now Kansas City. Napoli swings through the off speed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's amazing how many teams he's played for.
He missed all of 2008, having Tommy John surgery. Two balls and a strike. DeJesus trying to get focused out at center field, maybe shaking up on that dive.
Yeah, he has that look of he's trying to shake off whatever injury he had. Remember Torrey Hunter last night making that throw into second base look like he tweaked his ankle, too. Vittori's used to making those plays against people.
Betancourt gets this one to the back down and retires Napoli for the second out here in a second. Hey, for just $18, kids can join the Junior Angels Kids Club presented by Fox Sports West. Members receive 2 free game ticket vouchers, a child's admission ticket to All-Star Fan Fest, first in line for kids run the bases, and an exclusive Junior Angels mesh jersey. Log on to angelsbaseball.com/Junior Angels and sign up today. A lot of youngsters in attendance here tonight at the Big A. And why wouldn't they be here?
Perfect night. 6 o'clock start. Of course, the whole 4th of July weekend celebration.
How about the fireworks extravaganza last night?
Excellent. And then you got it again tomorrow night.
Only fitting on 4th of July.
Independence Day.
One pitch to Matsui, and he slices this one foul. Hideki was 2 for 3 last night. Sporting a .259 average with 10 home runs, 46 driven home. The starters last night did not factor into the decisions. Kyle Davies was very good. He kept the Angels off balance, even though he departed down 1-0 as Matsui hits one the opposite way. Pitsennik calls off to Jesus. It's another 1-2-3 inning. 2 complete here at the Big A, and we have no score. Top of the 3rd with no score here at the Big A. Angels yet to have a base runner. The Royals had 2 in the first inning, but Irvin Santana kept things quiet against Kansas City. And here in the 3rd, it'll be Betancourt, Pitsennik, and Kendall. That's 9-1-2 for the Royals. Betancourt swinging at the first pitch, pops one up. And there's the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up the top of the order. And Scott Pitsennik, we welcome you inside the booth here at the Big A. And we're talking about Irvin Santana, the slider that he is capable of throwing, how good he was on May 31st, and being able to keep, especially left-handers, in check.
Well, the big thing is you have that middle finger right on the seam here and have the index finger on top of the baseball. You get on top and just have this slight little turn of the wrist, and that allows that short little break on a true slider, more like a cut fastball slider. Small break, stay on top, and then you snap it. Now, of course, we always talk about the circle changeups this way, and of course the two-seam fastball. But the important pitch for Irvin is that slider, which he gets out there and just snaps it out in front. Is able to make that quality pitch and get the swing and miss from lefties.
Well, they got a strike out of De Jesus in the first inning with that slider. Delivers a fastball in at the knees, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zednik rolls one over to second. Now he stays in front of it. Retires Zednik for the second out here in the third. So since that hit by pitch of Santana to Butler, Irvin has retired the last 6 in a row. A little bit better tempo, starting to get into a groove.
Well, Irvin got rid of that baseball. That might have a cut on it after it was hit so hard by Zednik.
And he's getting rid of it.
No, I was going to say I wouldn't get rid of it. I'd use that baseball for a while.
That's one you hope that Mathis, as he receives the baseball, looks at it and says, no, we're good, Darryl.
Yeah.
Darryl because of the home plate umpire.
We'd like to keep that one in play.
Jason Kendall lining one to Brandon Wood, who makes the leaping grab. You don't see Kendall pull the ball too often. Nice job by Brandon. A 1-2-3 inning. We're still scoreless. Happy birthday, USA. No question about it. Number 234 coming up tomorrow. This time, the top of the inning. Brandon Wood alertly jumping up and snagging that liner off the bat of Jason Kendall. Certain extra bases if it gets by Brandon.
Playing up to protect against a bunt. Had to jump up and make that play on that line drive. You mentioned Kendall doesn't pull the ball too often. I'm sure Brandon wasn't expecting that one, but made a great play.
Jeff Mathis swinging at the first pitch, pops one up to shallow right. Chris Getz, the second baseman, is there. Mathis is retiring for the first time. Bruce Chandler started this ball game off by retiring the first 7 Angel batters. Brings up Brandon Wood. Brandon did not play last night. Kevin Franzik got to start at third base, but Wood was in the lineup Thursday against Texas. Got a base hit, 1 for 3. .179 average with 3 home runs. 12 runs batted in. Grounds one towards short. Betancourt's down. 2 outs. Still looking for that first base runner. Reggie Willis comes to the plate. That is a good look right there.
Big fan of the Royals. Got all the gear on.
You think he's got some sort of Mark Gubicza paraphernalia on him?
He has the hair. Probably that's the key.
Mark Gubicza tidy whiteys. Wasn't that a giveaway 1 year in Kansas City?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Royals used to give away the halter tops. They were one of the first teams to start the halter top giveaway in the mid to late 70s.
That halter top is in the Royals Hall of Fame there in left field in the museum.
All different versions, too. 2.0, 3.0. Willits takes low. 2 balls and a strike. Reggie was 1 for 4 last night, getting to start again in left field. Juan Rivera out of the lineup. Reggie pulls that one back. And it's 3 balls and a strike.
The first time through the lineup, Bruce Chen has done a great job as far as getting some swings out in front. The only ball that was hit hard, really, so far in this game against him, Torrey Hunter, the ball to center field that David DeJesus made a great play on.
3-1 out to left. Podsednik moves over, makes the catch. It's another 1, 2, 3 innings. So 9 in a row to start this ball game off for Bruce Chen. He remains perfect, but we still have no score. No doubt. Love the little A. It's a tattoo. Flags all over the place. Come our gnome doesn't have a flag. Gotta get on that.
Can be arranged.
There he is, right there.
He's been very successful.
Whatever you do, don't look into his eyes. It is devastating. DeJesus, Butler, Guillen here in the 4th inning for Kansas City. Gets Irvin Santana. After a long first inning, he threw 18 pitches. He settled down through 9 in the second, 6 in the third. 34 total. Only strikeout for Irvin was this guy, David DeJesus, in the first inning. And he's fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Irvin off back-to-back W's against the Dodgers and the Rockies, with 6 2/3 on the 27th against the Rocks. Striking out 7, walking 1, allowing 3 earned runs. The 3-0 pitch is in there. 3-1. In Texas, the Rangers down 1 in the second, 1 in the fifth. They lead the White Sox 2-0. Even though the White Sox have out-hit them 8-4. Good pitching matchup there between John Danks, Tommy Hunter. De Jesus bounces one over to short. There's the first down here in the fourth inning. Hey, want to see how kids could win a ballpark makeover and how you could win a new Chevy? Find out as Chevy and Scotts are building diamonds and dreams at ChevyBaseball.com. Oh, cotton candy. Oh, yes.
You notice the hands, you can tell they're already sticky.
You got to change the hot dogs, apple pie, baseball, Chevrolet. Somehow got to work in the cotton candy.
One of my all-time favorites. Not sticky at all either.
I don't know how you eat that whole thing in 2 bites. It's unbelievable to watch. I mean, that should be on a segment of Ripley's. And with no sugar rush.
I get to see his hands right there. This is the rally monkey. It is sticky to it right there. That cotton candy. Oh,
don't touch the hair.
Boy, I love it when my kids get the cotton candy. It's so refreshing to be able to hold their hand after they eat it.
Butler yanking one down the left field line and foul. Cal remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Butler was hit by a pitch in the first inning. It stranded at first base. Fastball that got away from Irvin. Hit Butler right in the ribs. 1-2. The opposite way and foul.
Remember more zip on the fastball today. Last game out there, he was sitting around 91, 92. He's hitting 94 a number of times already in this game. Good time to throw that slider as we're going to see Mathis put down the sign.
2 balls, 2 strikes. These 2 ball clubs, 11th and 12th, respectively, Angels and the Royals, in team ERA in the American League. Halos at 4.38 at the start of the day. Royals at 4.61. We've seen some good performances, not only last night, but so far here in the early going tonight. Count's gone full on Butler. Here comes the 3-2. Outside, he lost him. So there's the first walk issued by Santana. We'll bring up Guillen with one away here in the fourth.
After he got ahead of me, tried to make the perfect slider pitch. The one off the outside corner, and he overthrew it in the dirt, and that one backed up on him, was elevated. Instead of trusting to be able to get that good arm angle with the slider and it's snapping off again towards the outside corner, a pitch where Butler would at least swing at.
There's one on the corner, and it's no balls and a strike. Guillen had a fly ball to right field to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Butler chatting up Napoli over at first. He's dropped anchor there with a short lead. Boy, a beautiful pitch there, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Billy Butler doesn't have a real big lead working at first base right now.
Guillen skies this one foul and into the seats on the third base side.
Boy, after 3 sliders in a row again, if you throw fastball in or half above the belt, should be able to do the trick. Murray back now with another slider.
And he got him. There's out number 2. So with Butler still at first, 2 outs, Benamed will step up as we take a look back at that strikeout again.
Next one will show, we talked about that grip on the slider, getting it out on front and then snapping it out. The wrist action. Talking to Mike Butcher the other day about Scott Kazmir and to try to get back that grip himself for his slider, which was so devastating in 07. All about getting out in front. Just a short, quick break of the wrist gives you that sharp break on the outside part of the plate or down and in if you're a left-handed batter. The key is you got to get out in front, have mechanics, and trust your arm slot to be able to get out in front.
I was going to say, though, is it grip or execution?
Both. It's the grip, but it's also having the mindset you want to work out in front with that. And obviously, a few years ago when his elbow was bothering him, Kazmir went away from his true slider, but he's trying to get back to that arm slot to be able to have that snap action for that pitch to be effective. Anytime you can strike out 239 batters in a season in the American League, tells you must have 2 very, very good pitches. One being the fastball, and of course, at that point for him, it was his slider.
Irvin with a 1-2 count here on Wilson Benamed, who had a fly ball to right in the second. Two and two. Benamed has had time in the big leagues. The Braves, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the White Sox. And now Kansas City. A switch hitter. And he got him with a breaking pitch. Down goes Benamed. Back-to-back punch-outs for Santana. He now has 3 on the night. Middle of the 4th with no score here at the Big A. Angels baseball is brought to you by Honda. Great cars, great offers, little time. The 2010 Honda clearance is here.
0-0. Irvin Santana throwing some quality pitches. That curveball to Benamed, but prior to that, you can see the slider. You see the seams right there. That's what you want to have your fingers on there to be able to have that snap at the very end, and the elbow is in perfect position to be able to finish that off. As you can see the rotation, our next one will show the rotation of that baseball and the seams on a true slider to be able to get that swing and miss.
3 strikeouts for Irvin as Eric Ibar takes a strike. Issued 1 walk, and he's given up a couple of hits. Pardon me, 1 hit. He's stranded a couple of base runners. Ibar 0 for 1. He tried to bunt his way on in the first inning. 1-1 pitch from Bruce Chen is on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chen perfect thus far. 9 up, 9 down. 4 fly ball outs, 5 ground outs. This one right back to the left-hander. He fires on to first, and Eric is retired for the first out to start the 4th. Brings up Howie Kendrick as we take a look at our Dodge Ram out-of-town scoreboard. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 11-3. Tampa Bay beat Minnesota 8-9, or 8-6, I should say. Matt Joyce with a grand slam in that one. Detroit beat Seattle 6-1. Boston leading Baltimore 9-2. Oakland and Cleveland tied at 4 in the 9th. And Texas leading the White Sox 2-0 that game in the 7th. Big slow curveball drops in for a strike on Howie. He grounded out to Benavides, as did Ibar and Abreu in the first inning. So an 0-for-1 night this far. Lays off the off speed. They wanted an appeal, and he did not go, says Jim Joyce.
Well, just looking at those standings in the AL East, you got Boston only half a game back now. You know, we were in Boston at that one point when they played well against the Angels. They were struggling. They were 8 games back. And they're dealing with a lot of injuries to their everyday players. Pedroia's out. Veritek got hurt. Victor Martinez.
Yep.
Yet they continue to win. Clay Buchholz, I think, tweaked his knee, too, running the bases during interleague play. But I don't know how much time he's missed. But he's certainly been pitching great.
Kendrick lines that one foul into the seats. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Wow, that's a great camera angle.
1-2 again. Chopper to short. Bencourt's got it. 2 outs. Yeah, I don't recall that road trip. I've kind of put that one kind of in the memory banks.
That was a long, very unsuccessful road trip.
Starting in Detroit.
That was pre-Nome, though.
That was pre-Nome. Here's Bobby Abreu with 2 outs and nobody on. That pitch just missed outside. Bobby also grounding out to third base in the first. Chan really nothing fancy. Keeping hitters off balance, a lot of off-speed pitches.
A lot of times you see Bobby take a 2-0 pitch, but I think if he gets a fastball here, he's going to try to drive and get an extra base hit if he can.
Gets a 2-0 breaking pitch, and it's in there for a strike.
Well, he was looking fastball, but when he got the breaking pitch, he decided to try to take that pitch and he got the outside corner.
Two and two on the outside corner.
82-mile-an-hour fastball. I'm saying it's all about location of the pitches, and it was on the outside part of the plate. Well, fastball again.
Full count with Torrey on deck. Halo's looking for that first base runner of the game. Three-two. Bobby drills one out toward right center field. DeJesus dives and makes another spectacular catch. Robbing Abreu of extra bases. That's the third out of the inning. Boy, have a game, David DeJesus.
See how still his eyes are, the head not moving, able to make that diving catch into the warning track dirt.
dugout for David DeJesus. We'll say thank you very much for making 2 spectacular catches. Chen still perfect now through 4 innings. We go back and take a look at that play.
Boy, that's just a great play when you think about it. How he's able to keep his eye on the baseball as you're running that fast and that far, and then knowing that the wall was close by.
Aviles gets and Betancourt here in the 5th. Jesus robbing a couple of guys of potential extra base hits as Aviles skies this one foul. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Irvin Santana with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, a hit batter, the base hit allowed. That came as the leadoff man, Podsednik, got a base knock in the 1st. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Aviles with all that movement early on, but when he gets close to that loading up position, he stops and gets proper hitting position.
Late on that fastball, and that's usually what you get with the guy that's got all that movement there. A pop up on the right side, and there's the first down of the inning. Soup Nazis, Man Hands, and the Summer of George. 10 o'clock is time for that show, I should say, about nothing. Seinfeld, every weeknight at 10, only on My 13.
Way to go, Kramer.
My pleasure. I'm assuming the role of assistant traveling secretary on this road trip.
Oh, indeed. Oh, looking forward to that.
You may not get your per diem.
Shocker.
Chris Getz grounded out to second base in the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1. And that is hard hit. Line this time to Kendrick. 2 outs. Here's Yuniesky Betancourt, the shortstop. He popped out his first time up. Betancourt saw 1 pitch in that first at bat, breaks his bat here and rolls one softly over to 3rd. Brandon Wood retires him. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Irvin Santana, middle of the 5th, and still no score. Angels looking for that first base runner against Bruce Chandler. Bottom of the 5th here at the Big A. No scores. Torrey Hunter will lead things off, followed by Mike Napoli, Hideki Matsuba. We go back to that 2nd inning. Talking about the job that David DeJesus has done tonight. That's the first official robbing of a base hit. Here comes the 2nd.
I didn't think he had a chance at this one. Great jump. dives for that baseball into the warning track and makes the play.
Breaking ball is in for a strike on Torrey, who's 0 for 1 with that fly ball to center. Roller up the third base line, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Chen has thrown 51 pitches, 34 for strikes, 17 balls, no strikeouts, no walks.
Basically, he's a pitch to contact guy. Although coming into the game, he had 39 strikeouts and 41 in a third innings pitch, so he can get the strikeout when need be. It's going to be on an off-speed pitch to do so.
This one back up the middle, off of Chen, over to Getz, on the first. Are you kidding me? There's out number 1.
That's pitching to a lot of contact.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a 1-4-3 put out.
Line drive, either off the foot or the pitching rubber, and makes the play. Getz does at first base.
Right off his foot, and he was jumping out of the way. He wasn't trying to field his position like an athlete would. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get a reaction from you. He was doing a little double dutch. Napoli takes a strike. Did you guys learn that in spring training?
Of course. It's always the best way to do is to get out of the way of the baseball, if you can.
Well, he's been throwing a lot of strikes. This is a guy who's given up 8 walks in his last 2 starts to go with 8 strikeouts against the Cardinals and the Nationals. 0-2. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, a lot of strikes. Changing speeds, his best fastball really we've seen so far, 88.
He thought he had his first strikeout.
So an 88 with the best fastball, and then of course the slowest pitch at 71. Pretty decent differential, 17 miles per hour. But still, the guy that can throw that good, slow curveball.
Souvenir for a fan of the upper deck.
Well, you know, when you throw a lot of strikes, your defense makes some plays behind you. We've seen that throughout this ballgame so far for the Royals defense because Chen's been around the zone all day, working fast, keep them on their toes. Benamit's made some plays. Jesus in center field. Getz made a nice play on that ball off of Chen's foot.
Napoli pops one up. Betancourt drifting out. He's going to give way to Podsednik. That is out number 2. So Matsui will step in here against Bruce Chen, trying to figure him out. Meanwhile, in Arlington, the Rangers have a 3-0 lead. That game in the top of the 8th inning against the Chicago White Sox. Matsui takes the fastball away. Just caught the corner. Matsui hit a fly ball to left field, so he is 0 for 1. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Not afraid to throw a changeup to a left-handed batter. A lot of times you won't see a left-handed pitcher throw the changeup for whatever reason to left-handed batters. I don't know why they don't.
Yeah.
Because it's a very effective pitch, but they shy away from that.
Matsui fouls that one back, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, it's still a lefty look. Why you would shy away from that, unless you're worried about the ball tailing back into the hitting zone. But
that's the one thing, and most of them will throw that circle changeup, which works up like a screwball, will go into the left-handed power zone for a left-handed hitter. Generally want to go away from them. See a curveball here trying to go away from Matsui.
Breaking ball out to right. Here comes Jose Guillen. It's another 1-2-3 inning. It started with a weird play off the foot of Bruce Chen, but he remains perfect through 5. Ever, the Ram 1500. Find out for yourself at a dealer near you. By Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. And by Chrysler. Visit us at Chrysler.com or see your local dealer today. We've arrived to the 6th inning here at the Big A with no score. Irvin Santana in a duel. Bruce Chen. Irvin's allowed 1 hit. That was the leadoff man, Scott Podsednik, who settles into the box now. And if you arrived 1 batter into this game, you haven't seen a hit yet. Santana's been very good, and Bruce Chen has been just better. Perfect for his first 5 innings. Podsednik flips one to left field, and Scotty, realizing that there were some folks that arrived a little bit late, and figured, you know what, let's get them into the party.
Try this again. Again, Irvin's going to have to keep an eye on Podsednik at first base. Did a good job as far as holding the baseball last time against him. Well, they eventually did steal the base. But they stole the base when there was 2 outs in that situation. He might go early in the count here.
Kendall showing button, drops one up the third base line. Brandon will pick it up, fire on the first. The sacrifice works with Podsednik moving to second base.
Also, you saw too, Jeff Mathis had to run down and cover third because Irvin and Brandon Wood both converged trying to make that play. And all of a sudden, you have that third base vacated. Mathis doing the right thing, going down there and making sure Podsednik didn't try to go to third base.
Here's DeJesus, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out to short. Irvin got that ground out after falling behind it 2-0, working it back. This one out to center field, and Torrey Hunter's right there, makes the catch for the second down of the inning. Podsednik remains at second base. Butler will face Irvin. Mike Butcher's going to come out and pay a visit here. I guess the thought process being you got first base open. Butler's been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. Hey, folks, sign up today for the 2010 All-Star Game Charity 5K and Fun Run presented by Nike and Sports Authority. It's happening on Sunday, June 11th. All finishers will receive a commemorative All-Star medal and T-shirt. You can sign up today by visiting allstargame.com. All net proceeds from the event will be donated to 4 charities supporting cancer research and education. And of course, Sunday, July 11th, here at the Big A, it's kind of when the All-Star happenings occur on the field. You've got the Futures game, and then followed that with the Celebrity Softball game. Home Run Derby on Monday. Game on Tuesday.
And this year it counts.
Again, Butler fouling this one off to the right. It snowballs into strike. That memo come out?
Early jump on it.
Wait a second. This time it counts, but people are talking about having Steven Strasburg be an All-Star, because he's so deserving of being an All-Star this year.
Certain people are saying that.
Tired. In the dirt, nice block by Mathis. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A potentially good pitcher, but when you first came up, you only have about 6 or 7 starts. That doesn't warrant an All-Star selection yet. That man right there deserves an All-Star selection.
Completely different story right there.
Plus, when you think about it, he should have 12 wins. Torrey Hunter, with those RBI totals, should be an All-Star. Howie Kendrick should be an All-Star.
1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Mike Scioscia is going to be one of the coaches for Joe Girardi there in the All-Star game.
And it's 3 balls and a strike.
Mike Scioscia played in the last All-Star game here in 1989. And then the other league, though, the National League.
You were a part of that team, the American League.
The winning team.
Front runner.
I do what I can.
Bo Jackson got a hold of that one, didn't
he? Yes, he did.
Rick Russell still
a little
aching
from that. A little sinker that was down in the strike zone, but not a good place to throw it to Bo Jackson. And then Wade Boggs followed right back up there. That was way up in the hitter's eye. That green spot almost would have killed Billy Mack up there in the rock pile.
you imagine how much damage that thing would have done to Billy Mack's hair had it hit him? As good a moss as that guy features on a daily basis. Good battle here between Butler and Irvin Santana. A full count with Podsednik at second base. There goes Podsednik, and Butler fouls that one back. Boy, Podsednik had that one stolen.
And sometimes you look at hitters' reactions when they see somebody going there. It almost throws them off. And Butler, whether he was upset that he swung at that pitch or was just swung at it because he saw Podsednik at a corner of his eyes going. With 2 outs, it's a curious situation why you would go.
Right, you're already in scoring position, and you've got blazing speed. What advantage are you trying to gain? And you talk to hitters, and they'll tell you it bothers them. Butler pops this one foul on the third base side, and it'll land in the seats. Go back to that play with Podsednik walking back to the bag at second.
See in our Expo, he's going here. As he starts to go, and Irvin Santana is going through his delivery. Now, Billy Butler out of the corner of his eye is going to see that. And it distracts you enough where he swung at a pitch, and he wouldn't normally swing it because Butler's got a pretty good eye at the plate. Hitting 320 on the season coming into this game. Still hitting 320 because he got hit once and walked. But just had a weird swing and a slider off the plate. You wonder if he was distracted enough by Podsednik going.
Outside, he walked him. So the 2 walks that Irvin has issued have come to Billy Butler, guy who he handled fairly easily in their first meeting on May 31st, and now they'll take on Jose Guillen.
Well, the interesting thing, when Mike Butcher went out to Irvin Santana, he probably asked him, who do you prefer to go after in that spot, Guillen or Butler? Butler coming into the game was only hitting .222 against Irvin.
Guillen with a fly ball to right and a strikeout. He went around, it looked like. Darrell Cousins not going to ask for help, I guess.
Looked like Jim Joyce was shaking his head anyhow at first base, saying no, he didn't go.
Guillen out to left field. Reggie Willett's got a good jump on it, makes the catch, and ends up on his stomach. A terrific play by Reggie Willett that ends the top of the 6th inning. The Royals leave a couple of men on, and as we head to the bottom of the 6th, Angels looking. Of inning number 6. Welcome back here to the Big A inside the booth. The Bruce Chen right now has been spectacular. Perfect right now through 5 innings. What he's been doing.
Well, he's been changing speed so well, and because he's throwing a lot of strikes and being aggressive on the mound, the defense has made some outstanding plays for him. And, of course, the Angels defense has been there, too, because you got 2 pitchers throwing strikes and being aggressive and not wasting time.
Are you surprised at all? No strikeouts, no walks for this guy who has had the ability of walk guys?
Well, I think he's more of a guy that's going to be, we talk about pitch to contact, but I'm also thinking, in fact, is because of his slow curveball, he generally will get strikeouts with. They've been able to track and put in play, but the defense has been outstanding making those plays behind him.
Mathis, Wood, and Willits, 7, 8, and 9 for the Angels here, and there's that slow breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Off the end of the bat, Mathis was a pop-up in the 3rd inning, and he was retired by the second baseman, Chris Kent, so he's 0 for 1. Here comes the 0-2. Just missed outside, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. No runs, 2 hits, 5 left on for Kansas City. Goose eggs on the board for the Angels. The 1-2 pitch got him looking. There's the first strikeout of the night. I think Mathis thinks that pitch was a little bit low. It's out number 1.
Well, and Jeff has been struggling, obviously, this whole homestand as far as his approach at the plate. Trying to track this fastball. I thought it might have been down. It was pretty close around knee level. Could have been a little bit low. Two-seam fastball. Turned it over to get running action on the outside part of the plate. Kendall framed it pretty good. For Darrell Cousins behind the plate to call that a strike.
Brandon Wood out toward right. 2 outs. Chen's only thrown 68 pitches, 46 strikes.
Bruce Chen, the most pitches he's thrown in any game this season, 105 against the Cardinals last time out.
Reggie takes a breaking ball for a strike. Chen has had 3 3-ball counts in this one, which is amazing because I didn't think he had but 1. That's how consistent he has been throughout this game so far.
When he goes fastball to the outside corner, throws a big slow curve at around 70 to 72 range, throws a good changeup.
Reggie fouls one off to the right. It's 1-2.
I mean, you're not wowed by the velocity on the fastball. That went 85. So his hardest fastball, 88 miles an hour.
85, and you're late on it.
Because that 72, 71 mile an hour curveball, the differential, anywhere between 12 to 15 miles per hour, has been very effective for him. Going right back out with another fastball.
Chopper towards short. Betancourt comes charging in towards Ron. Another 1-2-3 inning. Bruce Chen still perfect through 6 now. But still, we are scoreless. Bruce Chen, a man on an island right now. Nobody's hanging out with him. He's been very good thus far through 6 innings. Remains perfect as Wilson Betemit fouls off the first pitch against Irvin Santana. And not to be outdone, Irvin Santana's been spectacular as well. Just 2 hits allowed, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Betemit is 0 for 2 with a fly to right and a strikeout. And he yanks this one foul down the right field side. And this one, it broke his bat, and he'll go back and get some new lumber.
Well, he's set up right now for that slider down in and off the back foot to get a swing and a miss, get another strikeout for Irvin.
Irvin's at 81 pitches. He had a 9-pitch plate appearance by Billy Butler in the last inning. Kind of up that pitch count a little bit. Butler ended up drawing the walk as Benamy takes that fastball high, and it's 1-2. He's popped this one to shallow left. Mark Ibar drifting out there. And we'll put it away for the first out to start the 7th. Jim with 1 strikeout, no walks.
No one saying a word to him. Barely looking at him right now. It's one of those weird things that go on with baseball. I remember Boomer Wells was talking about when he was pitching his great perfect game over the Yankees. He said he didn't like that. He wanted somebody to talk to him. Of course, David Wells is a guy that needed to talk to somebody all the time. He loved talking.
This one out to shallow right. Abreu comes in. And there's out number 2. They come out to the Angel Stadium, I should say, tomorrow, July 4th. Cheer the Halos on a victory against the Royals. Sit back and then watch that patriotic fireworks show courtesy of U.S. Army. Don't miss out on one of the best fireworks shows in the Southland. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com. Don't forget game time, 5:05. Chris Getz 0 for 2. Twice has hit the ball hard to second base. Once on the ground, the other on the liner. Nothing to show for it. Brandon Wood cheating in at third base just in case. This one's out toward left center. Reggie is there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Urban Santana. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. We have no scores. Bruce Chen has been dealing. Bottom of the 7th. No score here at the Big A. Terrific pitching matchup between Bruce Chen and Urban Santana. As we take a look at the numbers overall. Urban 17 more pitches. 2 hits allowed. But still a 0-0 tie. So base runners at a premium here as we start the bottom of the 7th.
2 total hits in the entire game so far.
Ibar takes a strike into the knees. He's 0 for 2. The ground ball to third and a bouncer back to the pitcher. Captain Sednick, the owner of the 2 hits tonight. 0-1. Ibar swings through that one. It's no balls and 2 strikes. It's the fifth 0-2 count that Bruce Chen has had in this ball game. Missing outside, 1-2. Top of the order, Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu here in the seventh. And the 1-2. Ibar to left, there's a base hit. Leadoff man is on a fastball that was up. That's what you want to see here late in the ball game. Is getting base runner in a scoreless tie.
And that fastball up doesn't have the zip on the fastball to get it by Eric Ibar up and in. A mistake pitch for him. More so if you're going to go inside, you just show for effect. It got too much of the plate, and of course Eric was able to turn on that and get the first hit of the game for the Angels.
Here's Howie Kendrick. Chen having to work for the first time from the stretch. And the throw, and as you saw in the previous cut, the guy umpiring at first base, folks, since the perfect game was just broken up, Jim Joyce. He was the man at first base when Armando Galarraga did not notch his perfect game in Detroit. Kendrick drops it back. Nicely placed. Bruce was fired on to first, and the sacrifice works with Ibar moving to second.
A nice job by Howie in that bunt down. Especially after a pitcher loses a perfect game like that late in the ball game, you wonder if you're upset, if you're going to make a wild throw too. But Chen did a nice job of gathering himself and getting that play at first. But Howie advances. Eric Ibar now in scoring position.
Here's Abreu. Bobby's 0 for 2 with a ground ball to third, a fly ball to center. That fly ball to center was tracked down by David DeJesus on a spectacular diving catch. Ibar getting back to the bag at second. Betancourt trying to keep him close. Ibar taking a very huge lead. Angels last night 1 for 7 with men in scoring position, 1 for the last 20. There's a breaking ball for a strike. The Rangers ended up holding on and picking up their 48th victory of the season. 3-1 winners over the Chicago White Sox. Not that series at a game apiece. Here's the 0-1. Bobby fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A pretty good pitch to hit for Bobby. It was the inner half. Mistake by Bruce Chen as far as location of that fastball.
Longest outing for Chen this year, 6 1/3. That came on the 10th of June against the Minnesota Twins. He's at 6+ right now. Bobby swings through the fastball, and it's 0-2. Nope, goes down swinging for the third strike. Pardon me. Miscalculated my strike total. Second punch out. There are 2 away.
We went with a fastball, elevated, middle part of the plate at 85 miles an hour. Got it by Bobby.
Well, Ned Yost, much like Mike Butcher did when Billy Butler came up with a man in scoring position, coming out to talk things over with Chen to He's going to face Torrey Hunter here with first base open. Mike Napoli to follow.
Torrey's had 2 really good at-bats against Shen. Nothing to show for it so far. DeJesus made a great play in center, and then that line drive up the middle off Shen's foot over to Getz to be able to get him at first base.
Intentionally walking him. They'll take their chance with Mike Napoli. With 2 outs and 2 on.
And the big thing when Mike Napoli comes up here, he's going to be aggressive. Wants to make him pay for this decision, but the reality is Bruce Chan will probably throw him a first pitch changeup. Stay back long enough, be able to center the baseball and drive it.
So the first walk issued by Chan is an intentional walk to go with the 2 punch outs. And here's Napoli, who has grounded to short, hit a fly ball to left field. It's Ned Yost flashing the signs. Making sure Kendall and Chan are all on the same page with their infield. Ibar at second, Torrey Hunter at first. Napoli lays off the breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. And now a meeting on the mound. Guys on the infield. In this situation, you're not too worried about the base runners other than keeping them close when you're trying to get the guy at the plate, especially the way Chen's going. All of a sudden, you're kind of disrupting the momentum, the tempo that he has had for the better part of the game.
Never like that as a pitcher. When you're grabbing the baseball and it's throwing, attacking the zone, to have everyone come up and start talking and slowing down your rhythm. Make you end up making a mistake.
Angels would take it, though. 1 ball, no strikes on Napoli. Back-to-back changeup, 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield straight away. Guillen a little bit shallow and right. Infield straight up as well.
Well, you would think this would be a fastball count here for Mike Napoli to be able to drive, but Bruce Chan has not shown that he will attack the zone with a fastball necessarily in this situation.
He skies this one to shallow left center field. Betancourt is backpedaling. Makes the catch, and there's out number 3. Nothing happening for the Angels here in the 7th, although they get the first couple of base runners. They leave them stranded. Through 7, we're still scoreless. We'll take a look at our Jack-in-the-Box game summary. Eric Ivar's single in the 7th breaks up the Bruce Chad perfect game. Irvin Santana still out on the mound. 7 innings thus far. 2 hits, both to Scott Podsednik. And the Angels 4 straight series victories. They lost last night by the final of 2-1. Still scoreless as we start the top of the 8th inning. Yuniesky backdoor takes a fastball in for a strike. But Gerald Cousins behind the plate has been spectacular, calling the balls and strikes.
Been very, very consistent.
Betancourt breaks his bat and lines one right back to Santana. There's out number 1.
Looked like that slider off the end of the bat. Betancourt, sometimes the pitcher you're fooled because of the sound off the bat because it broke the bat. Irvin able to make the play. You'll be able to see it off the end of the bat. See how the bat just kind of snaps out, hits off the end, cracks the bat. Routine play for Irvin.
One ball, one strike on the Royals left fielder. He had a base hit to start this ball game and stole a base, but was stranded at second in the first. He's grounded out and then singled and was stranded in the 6th inning. 1-2 now. And Podsednik really has tracked Irvin Santana well this entire ball game. Podsednik's had a good series thus far. He yanks that one foul down the right field line. He had 3 hits last night, following that up with 2 hits so far here in this one.
Base hit the right, base hit the left. Guy just tries to put the ball in play, utilize his speed.
That'll leave it a count at 2-2.
That was a better pitch for Irvin because Irvin was going fastball slider, and that time he tried to throw a curveball. A little bit different speed on that one. If he has a changeup, it will be an effective pitch also. Because Podsednik, his hands are moving forward. If you can throw the changeup, you're going to be able to get him out in front enough to be able to get him out. Going to go with the fastball.
On the ground over to Brandon Wood. 2 outs. Good pitch, good location right there.
Virtually an unhittable spot. Knee level in the outside corner. Unless you're looking there, there's no way you're going to be able to make consistent contact. You see where Mathis was set up in the outside corner, and of course off the end of the bat, right at Brandon Wood.
Kendall fouling that first pitch off his leg and it rolling out to Brandon. No balls and a strike. Kendall, who's 0 for 2, had a sac bunt in the 6th inning. This one looped to left. There's a base hit. Keeps the inning alive for David DeJesus. DeJesus 0 for 3 in this one with a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly ball to center. This one right back up the middle into center field. Back-to-back hits here with 2 outs in the 8th. It'll bring up Billy Butler. Irvin on the verge of throwing his 100th pitch, but throw that out the window. Just from the standpoint of how good he has been tonight.
And he's a guy that can give you about 125, 130 pitches if he's throwing the ball well.
Got to gauge the pitch count based on performance, how taxing the night has been for him. Get Kendall at second. And DeJesus over at first. Butler gets hit again, trying to come inside with a fastball. This time Butler doesn't like it. There's some guys in the Royals dugout yelling. Looks like Micah Vilas is one of them, standing at the railing.
You can almost guarantee he's not throwing at Billy Butler in that spot to load the bases. Again, Billy Butler's got that inside-out swing, and the ball ran in on him.
And Butler is a guy that looks out over the plate. A guy that you could probably classify as a diver at times, looking for that pitch out over the plate to hit the opposite way.
Because he drives the ball so well to right center field. Very good power the other way.
So he's been hit twice and he has walked twice.
Talk about the key batter of the game. Right here it is for the Angels.
Guillen 0 for 3. Last time up, though, lined with a left, and Reggie Willis made a terrific play on. And that pitch just missed off the plate. That's been a strike for the better part of the ball game. And after paying Darryl Cousins a compliment, well, I take it back. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Boy, gutsy pitch with the bases loaded behind 1-0 to come back with another slider.
Good location on it. Francisco Rodriguez, first man up tonight for Mike Scioscia. This is a drive out to left center field. Torres not going to get this one. It'll fall in there. The Royals will score 2 on a single by Jose Guillen. It's 2-0 Kansas City. After getting the first 2 outs here in the 8th inning, Santana bloop single by Jason Kendall. The line shot off the bat of DeJesus, and the hit by pitch to Butler, and then Jose Guillen making solid contact.
Boy, a fastball pretty much in the inner half, felt high. Guillen doesn't miss many fastballs in that location. They didn't there either. Looked like it wanted to be on the outside part of the plate, but had running action inner half.
Benamed is 0 for 3. Twice flying out. The other time a strikeout victim. Royals begin to loosen Kyle Farnsworth in their bullpen. Benamed rolls that one foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Count remains at 0-2. Well, Irvin staying on that inside part of the plate here. Staying ahead of the count.
Minimize damage. Still with a 2-0 deficit. Get back with a base hit and a home run, tie it up right away. But Irvin's got to make a pitch here to get through this inning.
Scott out to center. Torres there. They'll put it away, but not before the Royals break through. They get a couple of runs on a couple of hits, leave 2 on. We hit to the bottom of the 8th. Angels baseball is brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Get digital cable TV with no fee HD from Time Warner Cable. Call 888-TW-CABLE. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Well, the Angels are down 2-0 as we start the bottom of the 8th inning. And here in the 8th inning, it'll be Matsui, Mathis, and Wood as the sun sets here in Southern California. Bruce Chen back out there for some more action. He's gone 7 innings thus far, allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. It was an intentional one. Matsui takes the breaking ball for a strike. He's thrown a lot of first pitch curveballs in there for a strike. Matsui is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a fly ball to right. On the corner.
Some of the left-handers have been effective. The slow, the left-handers could spot that curveball for a strike. Vargas for Seattle has been effective against the Angels. Cecil up from the Toronto Blue Jays was very effective from the left side, throwing that pitch on the outside part of the plate. Changing speeds.
Matsui goes down swinging on the high fastball, and there is out number 1. Third punch out for Bruce Chen. He's obviously had some very good defense behind him, hasn't he?
Well, the big thing is he's thrown a lot of strikes. Benamit's made some nice plays in that first inning. 3 of them, and De Jesus made some outstanding ones in center. Off of Torrey Hunter, then off of Bobby Abreu. And, of course, that line drive right up the middle off his foot, and Getz was in position to make that play at first base against Torrey again.
Jeff Mathis 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout. That one just missed inside. Two balls and a strike.
Boy, threw a 2-0 changeup, it looked like there, too. When you're ahead in the game 2-0.
And Mathis gets into one toward deep left field. Pitchnik watches this one go. Big fly for Jeff Mathis. Angels get on the board. They trail it 2-1.
Boy, it's good to see Jeff drive the ball. He's been struggling this entire homestand, but this time gets a pitch he can hit and did not miss it. After that 2-0 changeup, Chen came in with a fastball, and this looks like it's going to be it for Bruce Chen. He's had a ball game after that one swing of the bat by Jeff Mathis.
Ned Joe's coming out. Kyle Farnsworth was loosening. And it looks like it's going to be the veteran coming on. Terrific outing for Bruce Chen. Longest outing of the year for the left-hander. He lowers his ERA, came in with a 3.92 mark, and perhaps has maybe figured things out now with his 10th Major League club. He had a spectacular performance. A pitching break. We're in the 8th. Angels down 2-1. first hit of the game, second overall allowed by Bruce Chen. But what do you see here, Goop?
Well, you can see right here, the elbow had flattened out. Generally, you want to have more of an L shape as far as getting on top of that pitch. Flatten out the elbow. The fastball stays up, stays true. A straight fastball ends up out of the ballpark. He's had great movement on the fastball throughout the game when you get the arm up in a position to be able to have that sink action, but that time he did not. Similar pitch he had against Eric Ibar when he gave up that first hit.
Kyle Farnsworth on in relief, 1-0 mark, a 2.14 ERA in relief for Kansas City. There's a lot of talk here in spring training. They're going to make him a starter. But he was throwing the ball well out of the bullpen. He'll be facing Brandon Wood with one out here in the 8th. The first pitch is a fastball down low. And real quick, want to wish a very happy 9th birthday to a good friend of ours, his son Riley Hoboken Burns, son of Patty Burns. Happy birthday, happy 9th. Hope you're having a good holiday weekend. It's Brandon takes a strike. It's 1-1. Woods 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short and a fly ball to right. Action in the Angels bullpen. Looks like Fernando's chosen to wear that hat slightly askew on the other side. That fastball is a called strike 3. There are 2 outs.
Boy, Farnsworth still with that good fastball. That one at 95. The pitch before that, a nasty slider. Can get that fastball up at 98. We'll throw an occasional curveball also, but it's mainly fastball slider.
So 2 outs here, and Reggie Willett steps in 0 for 2. Fly out to left and a ground ball to short for Reggie tonight. Farnsworth falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Farnsworth last pitched on Tuesday against the White Sox, went 2 innings, walked 1, allowed no runs. 2-1 now. On the corner. 2-2.
Well, that's some great numbers. 7 1/3 is 2 hits allowed, 1 walk, and that was an intentional base on balls, 3 strikeouts. Outstanding job as far as changing speeds.
Full count now. Wanted appeal. Jim Wolf says he did not go. Eric Ibar on deck. Willis towards short. 1 hopper for Betancourt. He's out number 3. The Angels do get a run on the Jeff Mathis home run through 8. Royals lead it 2-1. allowed by Bruce Chan.
On the left is the pitch he threw to Eric Ibar. And on the right is the pitch he threw to Jeff Mathis. Both pitches where the elbow drop, flatten out the fastball. We've said before he didn't have an overpowering fastball, so it was all about location and some sink. But you're not going to get a sink on the fastball when your elbow drops like that, flattened out. Really the only few mistake he made towards the course of the game.
Mike Aviles takes a strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Aviles tonight 0 for 3. Sherman trying to get through 9 innings. Facing Aviles gets in Betancourt here in the ninth. And there's a fastball called strike 3. Down goes Aviles. There's out number 1.
That's when you have a hitter looking for a slider. Gets a fastball in the inner half. Freezes him. Perfect pitch. Irvin still a good fastball. Good velocity on the fastball here in the 9th inning. Mathis setting up. Didn't really have to move that target. Freeze him for the punch out.
Bunt over to Santana. Bare hand throw to first. High throw. Nice attempt by Napoli to try to tag Getz. It's an infield single by Chris Getz. Royals closer jumping loosely. He pitched obviously the bottom of the 9th inning.
Getz with 8 stolen bases on the season. It's one of his plays too. It'd be interesting then on that call because he's inside the baseline running down the line. If you hit him in the back with that throw, could be called out.
Here's Betancourt. Betancourt looks a little lazy fly ball to center. It falls in for a base knock. So back-to-back hits now for Kansas City. But back to the top of the order with Scott Pacetta coming up. Fernando Rodney's ready to go. And looks like Mike Scioscia's going to go to the bullpen. And that's going to be it. Probably not Fernando Rodney. Francisco Rodriguez back up. And we got a pitching change. We're in the 9th. The Angels down by the score of 2-1. 114 pitches thrown by Irvin Santana. He'll get a nice round of applause. 7 hits allowed. 5 prior to the 9th inning. He matched Bruce Chan for the better part of this ballgame. It's a part Irvin Santana, 8 1/3. Departs down 2-1. Turning the ball over to Francisco Rodriguez to face Scott Podsednik here with just one out in the ninth inning, trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. 4.41 ERA for Francisco, that 0-1 record. Facing a guy who's got 2 hits already in this one, 2 for 4. Podsednik, 2 singles. He's also grounded out twice. Strike on the outside corner.
Francisco's going to have to vary his looks back to second base too to make sure that Getz does not get a running start to try to steal third base. Vary your looks, slow him down.
Outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Getz starting this little mini rally for Kansas City in the ninth inning with that bunt single. Betancourt followed it with a blooping single out to center.
Those 3 times through the order, they didn't have a lot of success against Irvin. They didn't exactly crush the ball either. Lisa Candle hit that flare in the left. You saw that flare by Betancourt. The chopper or the bunt single by Getz. So Irvin did a great job. Threw the ball exceptionally well.
And Rodriguez has fallen behind at 3 balls and a strike. Rodriguez just walked the bases loaded. I mean, you're being given the opportunity to come in a tight situation. That means your manager is entrusting you to keep this a 2-1 deficit, not to expand on it. You can't help that if you don't throw strikes.
Especially when you throw as hard as Francisco does. He's a low 90s guy with movement. I trust it's going to be in the strike zone. And now what you're hoping for is a double play ball.
So Jason Kendall will step up now with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 3, including a sacrifice bunt. Good speed on the bases for the Royals. All the way around from third to first. Outfield very shallow with Kendall at the plate. In the dirt. Nice job by Mathis. Rodriguez overthrowing that pitch, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Jeff did a nice job of even getting a piece of that slider way off the plate. You're talking about forcing that slider instead of trusting your mechanics.
Ground ball towards second. Going to be tough to turn 2. Can they do it? The feed at second, not a very good one. They had an opportunity, but Ivar's feed was high, and Howie couldn't handle it from the exchange standpoint. A run scores. It's 3-1.
Boy, just that tough time getting out of the glove. There's no way at that point be able to turn that. If it's right away, you have a chance. That little high flip after Eric had a tough time initially getting out of the glove. But these two have been very good as far as turning double plays.
2 outs now, runners at first and third. And it all goes back to the walk. First and second situation. Let your defense do some work. Jesus takes a fastball outside. David's 1 for 4. He had a single and a run scored in the 8th inning. One ball, one strike.
Irvin is hoping the offense can pick him up in the bottom of the ninth. Allow him to get a no decision. We talk about the arms out of the bullpen for the Angels, all very good as far as velocity on the fastball, very good secondary pitches, but it's been the walks that's been the thing that's haunted them this entire season. Falling behind, walking some base runners.
All the way to the backstop, and it's 4-1 Kansas City.
You see where Jeff wants that pitch to be thrown, and then it's way off the outside corner.
Rich Thompson gets up and begins to stretch it out. Okay, Jesus pops it up. Brandon Wood. Near the foul line. Makes the catch. But the Royals tack on 2 runs. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning with the top of the order coming up. It is 4-1 Kansas City. Kansas City, Joakim Soria, the Royals closer, into trying to shut the door. The Halos will be sending up 1, 2, and 3. Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu. Soria came on last night, picked up his 21st save.
Very good movement fastball. He cuts the fastball, sinks the fastball 90 to 94. Curveball, slider, and a changeup. It's been very effective in the closer role for the Angels. For the Royals.
She would like something good to happen here, as would a lot of folks, especially the way the Angels have played of late. But down by 3 runs, it'll be up to the top and middle part of the order, trying to figure out a very good closer in Soria. Ibar takes a strike. Kyle Farnsworth, by the way, went 2/3 of an inning, striking out a man and getting a ground out to end that 8th inning. By the way, all 4 of those runs get charged to Irvin Santana. So the line doesn't look pretty, although he did throw the ball well. The bullpen again unable to keep things in check. Francisco Rodriguez, the culprit tonight. Ibar swinging through the fastball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eric's 1 for 3. He had the first base hit, first base runner of the game in the 7th inning. Soria working a 1-2-3 ninth. Pardon me, 10th last night. Breaking ball is tapped foul. They got a piece of Darrell Cousins. The count remains at 1-2. Little tapper up the third base line. Benjamin has a very strong arm. Ibar legs it out. It's an infield single.
Tell you what, if he makes that play, that's one for the ages. There's
All
no
world.
way. Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, he almost made that play too. Made some good ones in that first inning coming in on that baseball, especially with our Ibar running down the line.
So a multi-hit game now for Ibar. Take a look at that X-Mo.
And we get it in the hand and all in one motion, makes him throw the first base, but no chance, even with a perfect throw, to get Ibar.
Howie Kendrick up now. Shows Bonnie, pops it up. Soria will make the catch. There's out number 1.
Thought process for Howie in that situation must be the need for base runners to get the tying run up. Tried to catch it by surprise with the bunt attempt.
Bobby's 0 for 3. Ground ball out, a fly ball out, and a strikeout. We'll take low.
Looks like he's gotten uncomfortable when he landed there, Soria, on that pitch. I don't know if it's his ankle or not. See right there on the follow through for Soria. See that ankle turn just as he landed in the other pitcher's landing spot on the mound. Like he turned his ankle when he delivered the baseball.
One and 0 count here on Abreu. Bobby lines one to left. There's a base hit. So that brings up the potential tying run in Torrey Hunter.
Well, that's the guy you want up in this situation.
Torrey 0 for 2 was intentionally walked in the 7th inning. He fouls off the first pitch.
A pretty good pitch to drive. And keep in mind, Soria has given up 4 home runs this season. Pretty high total for a closer.
Long conversation between Soria and Kendall for a guy that has one heck of a track record as a closer. High bar at second, Abreu over at first. Here's the 0-1. Down the right field line, tailing into the seats. And Torrey in the hole at 0-2.
And now Torrey's mindset's got to be, all right, now you got to get a base hit. Just fight it off. Don't think the long ball now to shorten up your swing. You have a guy on deck that has the potential to hit the ball of the ballpark himself in Mike Napoli. So you need to get on base somehow.
One ball, 2 strikes. Got to go with that breaking pitch. There's Napoli on deck. The Royals with 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. The Angels had one in the bottom of the 8th inning. Two and 2. Tough pitch to lay off of 2 strikes.
Now all of a sudden you're back in the count. An opportunity for Torrey maybe to drive a ball. Behind 0-2, you're in protect mode now. 2-2. More likely Torrey's going to come with the fastball. See if you get one up, elevated on the inner half and drive it.
Torrey takes low, full count now with Napoli on deck. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball is tapped foul.
A pretty gutsy pitch. 3-2. Torrey doesn't swing. That's probably ball 4, loading the bases. Bringing out the potential winning run in Mike Napoli.
Soria is ready. Here comes another 3-2. Torrey skies this one foul on the first base side. Kansas City with 4 runs, 7 hits. They left 8 men on base. The Angels with a run, 4 hits. They've stranded 2 and 2 on right now. Takes that one low, and they are loaded up for Napoli.
Pretty impressive at bat for Torrey Hunter there. Falling behind 0-2, then works the walk.
Took his cracks at it in the first couple of swings. Worked the count full. Couple of foul balls. And he is standing at first. Bob McClure, the pitching coach for Kansas City, is coming out.
Well, having a nice fastball in the outer half and have Mike Napoli go deep to right center field, a walk-off grand slam.
Well, you go back to the top of the inning, those 2 very important runs. They were charged to Irvin Santana. Set up by the walk by Francisco Rodriguez of Scott Podsednik, followed by the single by Jason Kellum. Of course, that wild pitch. But Mike Napoli trying to pick him up. Napoli tonight 0 for 3. Has grounded out. He has popped out twice. Lays off the breaking pitch, and it is 1 ball, no strikes.
Soria seems to be fighting that breaking pitch. He's trying to aim it, not trusting his mechanics. Now to put himself in fastball counts.
fastball on the corner, 1-1. Ibar, the man at third base. It's Abreu over at second. And Torrey Hunter at first. The guys you would want on the bases in this situation. The 1-1. Napoli swings through that one. 1-2.
Well, he was looking for something on the inner half. And again, Mike Napoli has so much more power to the right center field. If he allows the swing to go that way, if you pull off, open up your front hip, it's going to be difficult to be able to drive it that far the other way. He's going to stay away.
The 1-2. Napoli skying one down the right field line. Jose Guillen, long run over, still coming over, makes the catch, bangs into the wall. Ibar will score. The throw goes to second. Torrey is safe. It is a 4-2 Kansas City lead. Almost a miraculous play by Guillen to gun down Torrey Hunter that would have ended the game. It's a sac fly to Napoli.
Boy, that was very, very close. Well, that's some kind of play by Guillen. Look at that strong throw. Boy, if Betancourt catches that, that's a chance for the play at second. Torrey now in scoring position. Could tie it up here. Matsui can with the base hit into the outfield.
Boy, Guillen had a long way to go, too. So another conversation on the mound, where before the mound, one that Chris Getz feels as if he needs to be a part of. Hideki Matsui snapping up with 2 outs. And Abreu at third base, Hunter at second.
I don't know what the talk is other than the fact there is an open base, but the reality is you would put the winning run on base.
Matsui, a fly ball to left, a fly ball to right, and a strikeout. Choose the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1.
A change up the first pitch. Just a base hit ties the game up.
Guillen shallow and right. He's the only guy. The other two, DeJesus and Pachennik, are back. This one rolled foul. It's no balls and 2 strikes very quickly here. There's the on-deck hitter. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He tried to elevate, change eye level on that fastball. Matsui did not go after it.
Soria doesn't waste a whole lot of time. The 1-2 breaking ball is up high. 69-mile-an-hour curveball. Evens the count at 2-2.
Well, how difficult it is that as a hitter to be able to stay back, especially after a high fastball like that at 92.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Matsui fouling it off to the left. Going back to the off-speed pitch.
And staying away against Matsui, forced him to hit the ball to left field. Soria has a very good cut fastball, but he's staying away against Matsui here so far.
25 pitches thrown by Joakim Soria here in the 9th. It's still a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Matsui down the left field line. Pachennik tailing over near the railing. Leaps up, and it's a foul ball. Jim Wolf, the third base umpire, hustling down that line. No interference. That ball clearly into the seats. And so the count remains 2-2. Matsui goes down swinging on the fastball, and the Royals have taken the first 2 games of this series. This time by the final of 4-2, and more importantly, the Angels fall another game back in the American League West, 4.5 back of the Texas Rangers.
Well, the Royals just played some outstanding defense. Bruce Chen was very good as far as changing speeds. The game was an opportunity there, but there was 2 runs that the Royals scored there in the top of the 9th, came back to haunt them. With that 1 run they scored in the bottom of the 9th, would have been a tie ball game, but you can't afford to give up runs, especially the way the Royals played some defense, and that bullpen is very good also. Farnsworth threw some gas out of that bullpen. Of course, Soria getting the save.
Bruce Chen picks up his 5th win. Irvin Santana takes the loss. He is now 8